Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another Sports Chasers podcast. Man. We're not live, man, but we are direct, man, when it comes to the world of sports, man. Hey, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And those that are on the podcast inside that's listening to the sound of my voice, whether you're driving or where you have that device at, man, you give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that 5-star review. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we're doing, as you always do. We appreciate it, man. And we're happy to be here today on this Sunday afternoon where we're talking about baseball. MLB baseball is hot. Like I said in the intro, hey, man, the Brewers, man, they are blazing hot. 14 wins in a row. We'll talk about that. The Dodgers and the Padres series. Well, it looks like the Padres have laid down this weekend. But we'll get into it. Let's meet the crew. DA, what's up, man? How are you doing tonight, sir? Doing today, I should say. Excuse me.
Yeah, we good, man. You know, like I said, my Padres aren't doing what we, but we'll be all right. It's all good. Hey, it's okay. Well, the season's not over yet. We just have to keep pushing, but we'll see. It doesn't bode well, but we'll figure it out. It's too much money spent on that rock.
What is we? I thought you was a Yankees.
Oh, no, I got two teams, bro. Ben had two. See,
okay.
I got an American League team, which is
American League and National.
And I got National.
Yeah.
Our baseball MLB contributor Alvin, what's up, man? How are you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
That's good, man. Well, let's get into it, man. Your team is playing the Reds. Your team, the Reds, are playing the Brewers this weekend, man. And Friday night's game was something else. Yeah. The Brewers were down 8-1, and they came back and won that game. So Christian Yelich is a bad boy, man. Go ahead.
That game. I mean, it was hurtful to see, but last night was more hurtful than Friday night. We up 2-1 in the eighth. In the eighth inning, and error by Ellie De La Cruz brought in this tying run. But the first run before that was an error by Novel Marte in the first inning. It's just, we're showing our youth, man. We're showing our youth right now. And this is the veteran ball club, like you mentioned in the opening, man. They don't win, 14 straight games, man. They play clean, fundamental baseball. When I say they, I'm talking about the Milwaukee Brewers. And if you have any slight mistakes as those errors or base running mistakes or fielding mistakes, they're going to capitalize on every single time. And right now, we're showing our youth. Thankfully, the Mets continue to do what the Mets do. They won last night.
They've lost.
We only
13 out of 15.
What is it? 13 out of 15 or something like that. Yeah. So we only won a game and a half out. So we're not that far out. So we're still right there. And we got one more game left for the Brewers today. And win or loss, I just don't want to see the Brewers no more, man. We just can't beat the Brewers. It doesn't matter if we good or they're bad and we're good. It don't matter. When we see that blue and gold, we don't stand a chance, man. We don't stand a chance.
Nah, I agree. Like I said, last night's win was tough for you guys. Loss was tough for you guys, for the Reds. And like I said, I was watching Friday night, man. I was like, all right, cool. All right. They up. I was watching that game because my Yankees didn't start till an hour later against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. I said, all right, Reds. And then I'm flipping back and forth. I said, all right, 8-3.
It's the next inning. There you go. It's the next inning. If you can't put up that 0 after you go up 8-1, if you can't put up a donut, it's just open. The belief is, they felt like they was right there. And then not only get a run or two, but get 5 after you just had 6 in the previous inning. Like, they right back in it. And it's just, Man, it just fell off. We didn't score another run for the rest of the game. I think they shut out our next 14 at bats. Yeah.
Got
So,
you. I got you.
youth, man.
Yeah, well,
Youth.
youth, and I think you're the manager. I mean, he's like you said, yeah,
Francona.
who's been with the Indians, the Guardians, and like he's managing the youth, man, and how how they're trying to do their thing. So kudos to him. They're young, and I'm just glad that they're just sticking in it, man. You know what I'm saying? That they're hanging around. I'm grateful for the wild card and how this is going to play out. How you think it's going to play out down the stretch for your Reds? Before we go on.
Like we spoke earlier, I mean, on the previous show, man, I don't think I'm surprised that we here, and I think we're playing good ball, but I think we're getting helped a lot. The Mets. What the Mets is doing is it's wild. Like if the Mets play to their standard, we'll at least be about. I would say we'll be probably 5 or 6 games back of the Mets. But if it's baseball, so you capitalize on your opportunities, right? But I think it's not this week. It's the first week of September. We got a 3-gamer against the Mets. I think that's going to be the defining moment for either us or them. I think we go hang around until we get to that actual 3-game series in the first week of September. I think it's the first weekend of September, and I think that's going to be the defining moment. It's going to be the defining moment, and that's going to be it. But I think we're going to hang around right there, right up until then, and we'll figure it out on that stretch. To be honest with you, that series is going to be pivotal. Boy, that's going to be a pivotal series.
I'll tell you one thing, Al. If that thing goes sideways on them Metropolitans, boy, New York City might get.
It's going to get ugly.
Oh, my God, boy.
Man, it's going to get ugly, man. It's going to get ugly. They don't have a starting pitcher.
There'll be some dudes that'll be on the market for 6 years.
They don't have starting pitcher.
We get Soto back for,
Soto has been, I ain't gonna say he hasn't been New York Yankees Soto, but he's been Juan Soto that he's been prior to the Yankees. He's giving you the numbers, but that last year was just phenomenal, and they thought he was gonna man. That's high expectation, but I can understand it. You paying them that kind of money.
Yeah, but it's protection, and like I said, I think if they go sideways, man, it's not going to be good for the Metropolitans. That's for sure. That I know.
No.
It's not.
Yeah,
I think the saving grace for the Mets is that Alonso's hitting. What's his name? The shortstop is hitting, but like you said, Al, man, they're pitching. They're starting pitcher, and it's terrible. It has not been very good. The Mullins trade really hasn't been. I mean, I know it's been a couple of weeks, but he hasn't really done anything with the Mets. You know what I'm saying? He was coming. He was expected to come in and hit. He hasn't done that. And there's something that they had before. Yeah. What's old boy's name that they had in there? That was their problem. But at least he played defense. So,
the center fielder Pryor. I can't think of his name. I know you're talking about, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, Mullins haven't changed the scope of anything since he's been there. I agree with you on that. The back end of their bullpen is still solid, but they can't get there. They can't get there. They starting pitchers like about around 4th inning, they done. They done gave up so many runs before they got to the back end of the bullpen. They was expecting the back end of the bullpen to close them out. Now they just they bringing them in to hang on. Yeah. Yeah, and I think the other thing that's helping the Mets right now is what we just spoke about. They got youth chasing them. They don't have my Reds are not veterans. They don't have a lot of experience, but they got youth chasing them. I think if it was some veteran experienced team behind them, they'd have been ran down. Yeah. They would be outside looking in, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Let's move on to the Dodgers and San Diego Padres series, man. Your thoughts on that? The Dodgers have been lights out with the pitching and the Padres. Your thoughts on this series, man?
Surprising. Right now, surprising. I didn't think they'll be 2-0 right now, to be honest with you.
That's
But
6 yesterday.
should we ever put anything past the Dodgers, right? I mean, that's kind of crazy for me to sit there and think that the Dodgers weren't going to battle and play, especially at home. Knowing they get down, they came into the series a game behind.
Game up now.
So now what they're up now, a
Yeah.
game. So today is pivotal, I think, for the Padres. But the saving grace for them, they get the Dodgers this following weekend back at home. So they have an opportunity to actually, they could get right what they're tied. I mean, they win the day, they'd be tied, and then you could walk out of there feeling, pretty good, still confident. But you don't want to lose today, in my opinion, and be down 2 games behind in the division, in my opinion. Even though you're still right there, but I think it for your confidence level, if you win today, it's okay. You still got, a share of the lead of the West. So I think today's a pivotal game for the Padres. But on the flip side, the Dodgers, they right where they want. They right there again. And they know they about to get healthy. They know what's coming. And Mookie is starting to click. Mookie's starting to click. And Shohei's been Shohei. And you know what Freeman go do. Man, Hernandez is and Will Smith. And, man, I don't know, man. I just think overall they're the best talented team. But
Will Smith in the first 3 innings, I believe, had he threw 3 people out last night. That's
right. I think San Diego was over aggressive.
But I think
go ahead, D.
I say I definitely think that was managing. They were really trying to get up one. And it's crazy because in baseball, that one run is for real. It's not who scored the first basket in the basketball game. Yo, dog, you get that one, that'll hold you. And sometimes that'll hold you. It'll shape the rest of the game. But we were trying to be too aggressive. And it's hard. It's like playing against the 86 Celtics, yo. Dead serious. At what spot on the court don't they have a dude? And
they tough, man.
It's tough, man. And I think it's tough
when they clicking, they tough.
And it's just a wild situation, man.
And that's what I'm saying. You brought. Snell is starting to rev it up now, man. It's Glass now today, right? I think Glass now today. Man, I don't know. When they get healthy, it's just they are who we expect them to be, man. But they've been unhealthy all year, so everybody has been hovering around,
around them.
The same record. But I love San Diego, but I just don't see.
Oh, we don't have the star power
full
at
strength.
All.
Full strength. I just don't see nobody in the National League as talented as the Dodgers. But that's what makes baseball great, right? You don't have to be great every day.
And the Giants together, we might be able to do something, man. It's just when they put that.
I just think
when they put the team together,
when you play the Dodgers, your stars got to click. Their stars don't have to click every game. But Tatis and Machado have to click every game.
They have to be super. They have to be hitting.
That's the problem.
2 home runs each game apiece, and it's just a weird thing, man. Because when they put the team together, when we watched it happening, I'm looking at it there is a salary cap. They gotta, not a salary cap where they would have to pay the
luxury tax.
And I'm like, yo, did these guys just say, damn, all that, the HE double hockey sticks, we don't care. And everybody else that want to roll can roll with us. And that, too, is a calculated and strategic approach to it. We're like, yo, listen, we'll make more money winning more World Series than we'll end up spending to acquire the players, right? When the rest of baseball said, yo, listen, you know what? We can't do this anymore. We're just going to stop spending. And maybe the Mets are do something.
I believe, when they started this year, everybody seen that roster on paper and they just thought, that's automatic 100 plus wins. And nobody factored in all the injuries that they had. And with that being said, it's been like underachieving from the outside looking in without knowing the context of why their record is what it is. But what's happening right now is now the horses are coming back.
Yeah.
Now the horses are coming back. Now that expectation that you had beginning of the year is starting to look like, okay, here we go. Now, once they start revving it up, man, this is the right time to get hot, right? Who cares about winning 100 games? Like, hell, if you win a division and you're in the playoffs and your horses are there,
and Dave Roberts ain't got to do nothing.
He ain't got a chance. And they rested, and boy,
they just got to watch,
good
rinse,
luck,
and
man.
repeat. So he ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah,
Good
luck.
Yeah, I know.
Who cares who's the greatest team of all time? Just get that World Series. That's what they're going for.
Gotcha. Al, let me switch back to the American League. The Boston Red Sox, man. Are you surprised at how they have showed out this year?
I'm surprised with the youth of the hitting, with the kids that they brought up and the way they started this year. But I'm not surprised with Crockett and the pitcher at all. I thought the pitcher. I before the season started, I said, okay, well, the pitching there.
Yeah.
I just didn't know them young boys was gonna come in. I honestly didn't even think they was gonna call the young boys up. And now you got Trevor Story balling, the veteran. You know what I mean? And then when they traded Rafael Devers, I was like, oh, they done. I'll be honest. I said, oh, they giving up. The year is over.
Like, dang, the Red Sox is raising the right flag. I said, okay.
See, I knew they brought that kid up. The kid they brought up was the number one kid in his year. So he's dead serious from the time he got. Actually, dudes was mad saying, hey, y'all should have brought him up from the start of the year. Like, y'all late bringing him up because, he was a bad boy. But when Devers got going, it just gave room to, make more moves. So, it's just when you got good scouts.
To answer your question, they are – what makes them scary is they're not going nowhere. You understand what I mean? Like, they signing their young boys, too. Yeah. Like, they took the same format that the Braves did. Like, we go sign them early. We don't know if it's going to pan out. But if it do, we done hit the lotto. And they ain't going nowhere time soon. And any Yankee fan that's out there that's looking at this should be like, boy, Red Sox going to be around. For a long time.
So, like you said, I just brought this up for you. What's his name? Roman Anthony. He signed already a $130 million extension. He is his OPS is 848, and this year, of course, 55 games. He has 17 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs, 37 runs scored, 4 stolen bases, and 5 attempts. So, like you said, they are locking up their kids, and that might be another. That might be another way to go, kind of like how DA says about football, how, you lock up the quarterback early so you pay him a bologna sandwich and a 25 cents quarter water, and y'all try to win with during that time of his rookie contract. That's the key. So maybe Boston's trying to do it.
That's how it is. That's the right way to go. It's just in baseball, the agents. Well, that depends. If you got Scott Boras, you'll never sign it, right? Yeah. Scott Boras would not let his client sign it at all. But I see some former executives say it's pretty risky because if you give them that $100, $110, $115 million contract, if it doesn't play out the way you expect it, now it's guaranteed money that's you stuck with. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like perfect example, Key Bryant Hayes with the Reds got what, 70 million, whatever the case may be. And the expectation was for him to hit. Now, he is a Gold Glove third baseman, but he's just not hitting. So when the Reds acquired him a couple weeks ago, a lot of you have two different sides of it. You have a certain side like is it worth paying a third baseman $8 or $9 million who can't hit, but he could play defense? So you have your pros and cons with it. So I don't know. I like it.
Right.
My opinion. If you see the talent from a far away, like you scout and say, I think this particular player is going to play out, I say pay him. I'm always opposed to that. I dig that. I think that's a great option because if you wait And so what's that? He got 2 or 3 years left, and you got that Juan Soto type talent on your team. You know what the bag about to be.
Yeah.
300-400, and it's
Right.
you done. Yeah.
But I like you said, I agree with you, Al. And it's crazy because when teams do sign a dude that don't pan out, I'm saying it's not a young dude like Giancarlo. I'm not saying he didn't pan out. He's done some good things, right? But it's a lot of big money. The team will survive, man. You know, like you can have 1 or 2 of those dudes where you know there's going to be something, but you're getting something out of them. Not getting everything, but you are getting something out of that player, right? It's not the worst thing in the world, but if you hit on one of these young guys, that opens up 4 or 5 spots, man, financially going forward. Because you got $100 million locked into a kid for the next 6-7 years. And that means you can go get dudes now. You know what I'm saying? Now you can go get dudes. You know, you can help the kid out. And on the other end, saying, look, man, we can help you get some marketing and advertising money. But this is where your contract at. We can help you do some things. Maybe we could do 1 or 2. You know, they can do some creative things. But the reality is, I believe, like that's the way all sports. Like,
It also installs confidence in the kid.
Yeah.
Like in baseball, for instance, you know, you up and down in the minor leagues, back and forth. Contract is, you know, you trying to get to the money, but you're also trying to make sure that you're doing the right thing for your team to win. You balancing all of this. You never know what if you're having a high.
Yeah.
You know, you're on a high and you feeling good about yourself. Then you know the lows are right around the corner in baseball, right? And when you're on that low and you have that confidence of, okay, I'm good. My money's financially, I'm stable. Now you can just focus on baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think when you get those young kids to just focus on the game, you could actually see their skill set and their greatness. Yeah. But when you have them going to the yard, coming off an 0 for 5, 0 for 4 day, and then you done been on this awful hitting streak in the last 2 weeks. Now you thinking, if I don't get a hit today, I'm going back to the minors tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just I could only understand. I could understand it from the executive perspective. Like if I could see the talent in that kid, and I feel like I'm gonna build my franchise on this kid back. Pay him.
Right. Yeah.
Pay him early. Yeah.
I remember telling Kev, man, what's the dude's name that plays for Atlanta? His name is escaping me right now. I remember he was in the International League, man. They was like, look, man, this kid's too good. It was like, yeah, we want to figure out something.
They paid him $100 million.
Right now.
He couldn't say no. Yeah. You can't say no.
You know, so it made a lot of sense, man. Especially, you know, like I say, and this is why baseball, at least to me, is one of the hardest games to scout, but it's also particularly. But you will have the information because you will play as a youngster in 8, 9, 10, 11 leagues. You know, you'll be in the AA, AAA, International League.
Yeah.
Like they'll see you, and you know they'll be able to make an assessment. But like Al said, you go up and down, man. You know, and I'm just
you gonna have your slumps, man. You're gonna have your slumps.
Think about as a major league player, dog. You are you're not looking at just what else is happening in the league you're playing as a major leaguer. You're looking at who's coming up in AAA, who's coming up in AA, because those cats doing work. And if you're in a slump, then they just gonna, you know. And if you don't have that contract, they're gonna hopscotch you, and you'll be down, and they'll be up. And if they take advantage of it, then you know you are pretty much skipped in line. You know, so it's
you
think about it, it may be harder than football. Real talk, it may be, and I got my things about football and how NFL does their thing, and it really makes you really disposable. But I'm now starting to think there's nothing more disposable.
It's the only. I ain't gonna say the only, but majority of the starting players on your favorite team every year, the organization is drafting their replacement every single year. No matter if you're a pitcher. I don't matter if you're the Jeter, the captain at the Yankees. They was drafting shortstops every year. Even though you had the money. they still signing. They are drafting your replacement every single year. That's crazy. You know, like for instance, Tom Brady,
Good
for
point.
instance. It took a while before them to sit there and say, okay, let's get Jimmy Garoppolo in the draft. Like years that you feel what I'm saying? But every year, you might not see him because it's only a 25-man roster in Major League Baseball. But in the minors, it's somebody playing your position every single day.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Every single day.
For sure. Yeah. And they draft from so many different places, high school kids and this, that, and the third. Yeah. They're coming to get them. So,
Every single day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coach
Gotcha. Al, the Seattle Mariners. You know, they're playing the Mets in a 3-game series in Flushing. Your thoughts on the Mariners? Mariners are still hanging in there.
I think they built for the playoffs. They got everything you need. They got speed, they got power, they got pitching. They got starting pitching. They got the MVP on your team. You got Julio Rodriguez, who could be the face of the league, but everybody just think, you know, he's not living up to expectations. But if you actually look at his number, I mean, he's 20-20 every year. Then you get Suarez, and then you get Naylor, the bookends from the Arizona first base, third base. Like I say, I mentioned Kyle Raleigh, and then the pitching staff. It's just the pitching staff been dynamite for the last 4 years hitting. Now they got the hitting. I mean, you got the MVP on your team. I think they built for October. And I think they are a dangerous, now I ain't going to say dangerous. I think they are, in my opinion, I think they're the front runner to come out the American League. That's my opinion. I think they're the front runner.
They game behind Houston.
In the West, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, Houston is Houston, right? So it's nothing you could do, right? They almost, man, they remind me of kind of swap sport. They remind me of like Golden State. At the end of the day, it ain't nothing. I mean, they have a down year, but they're gonna be in the playoffs no matter what. How they get there, I don't know, but they're gonna get into the playoffs.
And for all those about to jump out the window, he's not saying that Houston has Steph Curry on there. He's just saying
no.
From a standpoint that they're there. They've been there for a while, and like how they continue to be there.
And stability. They keep their same core. That's Golden State's gonna have Curry, well, they had Clay, but you're gonna have Curry, Green, you know, the same core that's gonna be there. And that's what Carrera, when they brought him back, and then you still got Altuve. I mean, they're gonna be the same. They are who they are, you know, and we count them out every year. It feels like they have injuries, they have players getting older. Yeah. Tucker went to the let Tucker go to the Cubs, let Bregman go to the Red Sox. Everybody's like, oh, there ain't no way they winning it this year. The division is what I'm saying. And they're right there again. They're gonna make the playoffs. Without a doubt. But Seattle, I still think, has the better roster overall. Now, will they capitalize on it? I don't know, but that's my pick. That's my pick.
Well, okay.
That's my pick. I like Seattle coming out the AL. Detroit, I was big on earlier, but I just think, I just think if you could get anybody, you just got to win every game other than Scuba. And boy, if you mess around and beat them when they got Scuba, they don't have nothing, in my opinion. I don't trust Mize. I don't trust none of the other starting pitchers. Scuba is the real deal. Cy Young winner. He about this year, in my opinion. But Seattle is, I just think they have enough starting pitching, enough hitting, enough speed, and just enough power to overcome anybody in the American League, in my opinion.
Well, going back to Detroit, they face they got two important series against the Indians. Excuse me, I keep calling the Guardians in September. So
I don't think they have nothing left. Guardians ain't got nothing left. To my opinion, I think they overachieving right now, to be honest. And I see what happening to them this weekend. I see the Braves are putting that smack down on them this weekend. So I don't think they got nothing, to be honest with. Nothing to worry about Detroit. They win in that division.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I definitely got you on that. Before we what's the other team I wanted you to
Now
talk?
the Blue Jays.
Yes, let's go to the Blue Jays. Yes.
Blue Jays still interested now. I mean, as Yankees fan, that y'all don't probably want to hear this, but I think Blue Jays need to worry about the Red Sox more than they need to worry about the Yankees.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. The Yankees ain't
Yeah.
been worth for nothing. No.
100%. But we'll see.
Yeah. I think the Red Sox is their challenge, to be honest with you.
Blue Jays won their 70th game last night. Man, they're strong. They just keep on doing it, like you said, with the hitting, of course, and I think their pitching has been surprising.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But Bo Bichette's starting to look like Bo Bichette. Vlad has been looking like Vlad, like we spoke in previous podcasts. Springer's looking like Spring. They got the what is it? Used to be the Rock. Well, used to be the Sky Dome. What is the Rogers Center now? They got it rocking, man. They got it rocking. I think they're dangerous, but I think the Red Sox is there. It's the one they need to keep in their review mirror, like keep a close eye on. I mean, I don't think the Yankees is going to fall completely off, but I just with that, I mean, and I don't think Aaron Judge's healthy, man. I'm just gonna call a spade. He's not healthy, and without him being healthy, I don't see them having enough punch.
He is not healthy.
You know,
You can see in the swing.
Yeah, he's not healthy. But I'm glad to see Giancarlo Stanton trying to come back and do whatever. But I mean, you got Judge playing right field and he can't throw, so you got to put him at DH. Well, you only have one DH. Giancarlo Stanton can't play in the outfield, so it's just like I don't know, man.
I mean, they have put him in there, and it's cringeworthy sometimes.
Prayers.
Because he's been DHing his whole time. Well, I mean, he played before they went to the designated hitter in the National League for everybody. I think he played some right field with the Marlins, but he's strictly a DH since he's came over to the American League and with the Yankees. And I don't know, man. Like you said, I'm with you, man. The Yankees not healthy. Their managerial thing that they got going on, has been calling for Boone's head, and like we said a couple weeks ago, I don't think that would make sense this time. I just let it play out and then just make your evaluation.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I just think Cashman is loyal to Boone, and people gotta remember, my New York people, y'all gotta remember this is George's son. He ain't like his dad.
No.
There's nowhere near it, man. And these guys exude a little bit more patience with the Yankees, and somebody like, well, how much enough patience? I don't believe in baseball. You should fire a guy in the middle of August, man. What is that going to do?
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Make any sense.
And people still don't understand the business side of owning a team. I tell you guys all the time, man. Owners are not all looking to win championships. The first one they got to have.
I don't.
Yeah, they got to make a profit first, right? That's number one, is profit, right? And then two, if you can win with that, great. Like we previously a few minutes talked about how the Dodgers have their strategic, the way they're going to do it. We're going to get this team, but us going to a World Series makes us this amount of money over this amount of time. For us, it squares. We're good here, right? So it depends on how your team wants to do it. The Yankees, at this point in time, may be at a point where they're like, listen, we're making money till we figure this out. But we can't lose on both fronts. We can't can't lose that on playing or being a good team. So we can't lose both.
Right. I think the Yankees is always World Series. Or bust in their mind. I just think.
But some points during the season out, it's always
some points,
during the season though, it goes away, and somebody in that office is like, "Yo, look, we're not gonna do this,
get you.
But we're still making money, right? Go ahead, let's go."
I just think they was really surprised when Soto decided not to sign back with them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think
yeah.
they was really, really shocked and surprised, and they pivot. I thought they pivot well
I
when they
did too.
got Bellinger,
Yeah.
and
I like
the
that.
other additions this offseason. And then I think they got hit again when Garrett Cole went out.
Yep, and I think
But if you had that 1-2 punch of Garrett Cole and Free, like, man, you was fine. And then Gil, he went out. Like, they was basing their season on that pitching staff and Judge doing what Judge do. But you got injured early and Judge got injured late. And now, like you mentioned, now you might be looking at like, all right, we got to pivot again. Maybe this ain't the year. But I don't think it's Aaron Boone's fault. I don't think it's it. I don't know what he could possibly do.
None. He's not the doctor. And I think Cole going out, what they can do though is to look at over there minor league inventory and start finding guys.
Development players has been a big problem with the Yankees. They don't have no homegrown talent, man.
Yeah, what pitching do we have in the system, and what can we do to get
coming up? I got
here to there. Yeah, what do we have in the system to get them from A to B? And if we don't have nobody that can go from A to B, then we got to make some moves.
Right? Development has been a problem. Yeah. I agree with you on that. Lately, the development has been a problem. Basically, if you compare it to the previous or back in the day Yankees, that was never their problem.
Oh yeah, the '90s Yankees with what's that? Bob Watson and Stick Michael. Yeah, they after the old man Steinbrenner got suspended from baseball, and in the early '90s with that whole Howie Spiro and Dave Winfield thing, that's when they was able to put together the rookies and stuff like that.
I love that because it's a misconception the way they talk about George Steinbrenner. To me, it's like they say he threw the bag at everybody, and I'm looking at I'm just speaking of the '90s Yankees. That was a homegrown team.
Correct.
And he'll throw a bag at ancillary pieces like Roger Clemens. I give you one, or if you want not a big bag, I bring you Dale Strawberry.
Yeah.
But your core was your core. Your core was homegrown. It is what it is.
Let me keep it 100 with y'all. I really, really love George for those years because he gave a lot of dudes that were at the end of their career a chance to win.
Yeah.
And a bag. So not a huge bag, but gave Rock some money. Gave Darryl. Hey, and they play. Like Darryl was playing. Dwight was playing. Cone was playing. Like these dudes, these old dudes were all in to win because they were teaching the younger guys. And they were going back to that, like Wells never had that. You know what I'm saying? Coney had it so far ago. It's like, wow, now back to it. Like, it was shoot, man.
But I just think it's a misconception, though. I really do. I mean, I think when they speak of George, I think they talk about the earlier years when he was paying the Reggie Jacksons and the Dave Winfields and all of that. But I don't think that '90s team, that great team in the '90s, was built off of money. I don't.
It was actually built off the draft.
So, no, I definitely agree with you. And they pay for, like you said, those insular. Hey, if you don't remember, Dwight Gooden pitched a no-hitter that year.
No-hitter. Yeah. No-hitter. Yeah.
People forget that. I know he was Dr. K all the way with the Mets, number 16. He's striking out 21 Cubs and all that. I've been to one of those games, man. But, he pitched a no-hitter with the Yankees. Darryl Strawberry was an important thing with the Yankees during that team. Wade Boggs, right? Then we talk about Roger Clemens with the other teams. And so you're absolutely right.
You know what he was doing?
But your core with the Andy Pettis, your Mariano Rivera's, your Derek Cheetahs, your Posadas, your Bernie Williams, that was your team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Tito, he wasn't the core. He brought him in. He was Seattle thought he was at the back end. Tino Martinez. My Reds gave up on Paul O'Neill. Come on.
Just won the World Series.
Yes. Paul did give you a World Series, right? What was that?
Him, 90. Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, Chris Sabo, Barry Larkin. Yep. That was our team.
I had
Hal
Chris
Morris
playing baseball.
Yep. But no, I think it was a misconception. I think they look at him like he just throw money out there and just hope it works, and that's not. I think the scouting and the scouting that the Yankees had back then and knew exactly what they need to plug in around these young core was exceptional, man.
Yeah, they had a lot of dudes that were in and out the league and knew these guys from way back when. Because, like you said, again, when you talk about like with the Reds now, what's going to happen is they're going to have guys to find. Okay, this is what we have with these young guys. We need 1 or 2 older guys to maybe help them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
what
Like
you're supposed to do, but only good organizations pull this off. Bad organizations never get this right, But good organizations can figure out that we got to bring this guy in, bring that guy in.
But if you call spade a spade, they're 90s Yankees, right? And they was a great team. I mean, nobody could question that. Talent-wise, the Cleveland at that time, Indians,
much better.
My goodness. Oh,
well, it was a year or two. The damn Texans was better than us, so
the score with the Indians,
Gonzalez,
Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez. Yeah. I'm talking about Kenny Lofton, Alomar. They had Marquise Grissom. What are we doing? David Justice before he went to the Yankees. They had Horse on the mound. I know it was his later years, but man, they had a squad.
Yeah,
Vasquez playing shortstop. Come on, but
I believe it was the Mel Stoudemire. We pitched the starters for 5. I give you Nelson and Stanton, and then you got Mariano and then Wetland. And the game is, by the time Wetland got in the game, that game was over.
It was over, yeah. The setup Mariano, it was time to go.
They started setting up at 5 innings, man. They started setting up at 5, and that's the rest of the league wasn't done. So
you didn't have it,
It was the cheat code to me, at least that year. Yeah. And then everybody started doing it, and they started devaluing, starting pitching, and everything else. But that's different story.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem now. Guys just don't go 5 now.
Shoot. If you only expect the dudes to go 5 and they can't go 5, you need to be doing something else, man. I only need 5.
You only got a couple horses out there now. Like Scuba is a horse. Skeens is a horse. Even I don't get pat my man on back with the Reds if you stay here. Hunter Green is a horse.
Yeah.
I need 8. You got a couple, but it's not a lot. Yeah.
No. I think just the whole conditioning of how they bring up pitchers now.
It's kids.
Yeah.
I think now Al used to say this when we used to work together about, those kids' arms are not the same. I don't know why. Because, man, when we was kids, we played all the
I just think it's the it's the velocity that they're forcing on the kids now. They making, well, I ain't gonna say making, but they are expecting these kids to hit 98, 99 before they get to senior years in high school. And they focus all summer and all off season is to drive velocity.
Yeah, well, if
Greg Maddux had no velocity.
If I had
Tom Glavine didn't have the velocity.
Yeah,
you just see what I'm saying? Steve Avery wasn't about velocity. And it's
I would have 4 Maddoxes on my squad, and I would win a state
championship. It just doesn't make sense.
Every year, I win a state championship.
It done got to the point now that you're expecting these kids to get Tommy John before they even go to the draft. You're ready to get that out the way.
Oh, don't start
I told you, they'll give them surgery before it even happens. They'll give them surgery.
But before we move on to the next topic, before we get out of here, man, you're absolutely right, man. If you look at the Braves and that pitching staff, what's that Leo Mazzoni?
Mazzoni, yeah.
He was charged of that. And they was like, yo, Maddox Maddox was so tight with his pitching, his superiority. Like I've read some statistic not too long ago about how his games back then, was a little bit over 2 hours the most. If he was locked in. He didn't really. I think I heard something where he said he didn't really care about a no-hitter one time. He's like, no, I'm just here to get the 27 outs. You can go on to the never phase him. He was a bad dude.
He pitched the contact, the soft contact.
Yeah.
Pitched
and
the
he
soft
believed in the
contact.
27. When I was a kid, it was 27 outs, man.
He not only believed in the 27, he believed in the 8 other men on the field. Like,
there you go. Do your job.
Like Al
yeah.
pitch the contact. I get one of my guys to. They're gonna back me up. So, So hopefully it'll come back full circle. Before we get out here, Al, let's go to the MVP races. American League. Cal Raleigh. Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
It's over. I thought Aaron Judge was the only one that I thought can. He was the leader, right? I mean, front runner, Aaron Judge, until he got hurt. In my opinion, I think Cal was, climbing the charts, but since he been banged up, Aaron Judge, he haven't even looked the same, man. He haven't even looked the same, in my opinion. So I would go Cal Raleigh in the American League, and National League. I mean, it's almost gonna be his until he don't want it no more. Shohei. To be perfectly honest with you, but I do like. I
think Schwarber.
That's what I'm about to go to. I think Schwarber. Only reason, it's interesting though. You're right, Schwarber, because they both play DH.
I was going to say, yeah,
and I think that just those few starts from Ohtani might push him over. But I like Kyle Schwarber, but I would say Ohtani is gonna win it. Just because of the media and the writers, they gonna vote. And I just think but I think Philly will win a division, but I still think the Dodgers might win the NL West. And I think it's closer. It's way closer than the American League MVP race. But this last month or so can determine it, though. It could go either way. But I would lean towards Shohei.
Gotcha. DA?
Agree. I wanted to ask Al, what do you think about Philadelphia coming out of the National League in total?
Think they have
the Dodgers are back. Not saying they, super duper, but everybody's ups and downs because on paper, of course. But I think
what just transpired this weekend is concerning. Weaver, they say got a blood clot.
Yeah.
That's big. That's the best, in my opinion, outside of Skeens. I mean, Skeens playing with a team who don't have a chance to win. But you need a dog on the mound in the playoffs. I'm getting Weaver. But when him out with this blood clot, man, that's concerning. If he can't come from that, I don't know where Philadelphia go. I mean, Nola's hitting the bump right now, and this is his first game back in the Wilds. But Weaver is their dog. Weaver is the dog. Without Weaver, I don't think they could get past the Dodgers, in my opinion, or Milwaukee. I mean, this is the crazy thing. We just keep overlooking Milwaukee, and they don't lose. They don't lose. They just don't lose, man.
Well, the Dodgers better not overlook them because the Dodgers can't beat them.
Nobody could beat them.
Yeah,
nobody could beat them. That's the crazy thing. I just think because they don't have star power, so everybody's just like, they'll get beat. And then they past, endeavors in the playoffs, they've been getting knocked out the first round.
They will wet the bed. Yeah, they wet the bed. They wet the bed. So, gotcha.
I agree.
Gotcha. Cy Young Award, American League, you got
Scuba, easy.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. And then I think in the National League, it's going to be wow. Like I say, I think Wheeler had a shot, man. But I think Skeens, it's going to be crazy. This is going to be, I think, the first time in history.
Sanchez.
I like Sanchez also for Philly. Philly got some pitching now. But I think this is going to be the first time in history, in my opinion, that Skeens go. A pitcher is going to get, Cy Young, and have a losing win-loss record.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, well.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Look at his win-loss record, which is terrible because he can't win.
No,
but look at his ERA and his WHIP. It's ridiculous.
The Pirates don't score. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. Again, like Dan says, there has to be a what? A floor that teams have to spin. If not, dudes like Skeens need to be able to go to arbitration and get the hell up out of there.
I like that. But let's piggyback off what we talked about earlier real quick. You remember we talked about paying your players early
Yes.
Yeah.
When you see talent, now if you were Skeens, would you take the money?
Well, that's on him, right? So that's like I say with football, right?
I'm asking your opinion. What would you do?
Oh, well, if it was me, not looking at the team, no. I'll give you your money back. Because like I say this in football, like you got to know, and I'm not going to jump off topic, but if you Joe Burrow and you take that bag, you do understand there'll be no one else playing next to you, right? You do know that, right?
Yeah.
So you tell Skeens, yeah, you go ahead, take the bread. Because there's a whole bunch of things that he's a smart dude that go into this money, right? So you take the bread. But historically, they don't pay for dudes. They don't keep dudes. They don't do that and this, that, and third. Even when they was rocking with McCutcheon and them a few years back, the first time.
It is. You're right.
But that's
an interest that it's still interesting because they go still continue to roll you out there every 5 days.
That's why you have to. That's why baseball needs to have that floor and the core. Right?
Yeah.
The floor and the core. Like I need the floor. Right? You're gonna pay for the floor, and then you're gonna give me some decor. Because if not, then I should have the right to go to the Yankees, right? Because the Yankees can pay the money. They're willing to take the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Remember, they're gonna share the money anyway. The stadiums are gonna make the money. Everybody's gonna make this money. So it's cool with me going to the Yankees and it being an issue. It won't be an issue, right? Because listen, like my boy that's a fan of the Pirates always says. They're a minor league team. They're used to getting dudes and letting them go.
Yeah.
So what's the problem now? Don't love Skeens today. You ain't gonna pay them. I mean, we don't want your money. Don't want it. Don't want it. And it'll take you too long to get a team around.
I agree with you on that.
It'll take you too long to get a team around me. It'll be another 5 years before you get another team around me. That's how long it takes to build a team. So even with me winning 20 games a year, whatever it is, it'll take you another 7 years to pull a team around me. So listen, just let me go. Right? You made all the money you would off me in these last 2-3 years. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, I think that CBA is going to be interesting, man. That 6 year, basically, I got control of you. That's the interesting part. Once you become major league, 6 year control. I think if they could kind of reduce that, they could kind of meet halfway, in my opinion. Because I don't think the players will ever agree with the salary cap.
No.
And I know that's what the owners want, but I think if they could meet somewhere in the middle, basically saying like, listen, y'all got 6 year control over us. If we could meet somewhere at 3, 4, somewhere in the middle, so therefore you could have it your way, we could have it our way. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, after 3 years of schemes, for example, he could just say, okay, I gave y'all 3. I gave you 3. Y'all decided not to do this or go this way or whatever the case may be. Now I'm an unrestricted free agent. I could be able to do what I want to do. Yeah. But I can't let you piggyback and make money off of me for 6 years. 6 years. And you basically getting the prime of my, not saying it's gonna be his prime, but before I get to my prime, but you getting the best of me of 6 years.
Yeah. At least
and then now I'm up for free agent. Yeah, so it's interesting. That CBA is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I believe so.
Gotcha. Anything else before we get out of here? I would say anything else for all my little leaguers, man. The Little League World Series is going on. Actually, the Mets and the playing down in Williamsport tonight at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Hey, Floor and Decor, we called your name. DA called your name. Hey, holla at us. Info at Sports Chasers Podcast.
Hey, now real quick before you, and I'll give because you ought to do with this, man. If you could, to educate our listeners, because right now all they see is the Little League. Can you please, if you do know them, just give not Little Leaguers some of the other leagues and age groups that kids are playing? Because I don't want people just to, if they were to donate $1 billion or something, to just say Little League, because that's not the only place where young folks are playing baseball in the country, as far as ages, type of leagues and whatnot. So
you're saying
Little League? What's next after that, right? What's next after Little League?
Oh man, Little League is like that's the premier, right? So you still got Babe Ruth League, got the Babe Ruth League, but like if you want to contribute, I know we're diverse platform, but for the black kids, it's RBI program, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the RBI. You want to put your resources, if you want to give back to the community and to the kids or the youth, it's the RBI program, man. It's just, I don't want to go on a soapbox rant here, but it's the bats, man. It's the gloves. It's the cleats. Baseball is big. If you don't have the equipment, man, you can't compete. You can't compete. It wasn't like when we grew up and you had 3 metal bats on the fence for the whole team and you play. It's big boy bats, man, and it produce. You know what I mean? The bats produce, man. You could actually, it's numbers. You could see, like, if D is up there hitting with all that power and it's going 250 or with that regular Eastern bat, and then I come up there, I'm not even the size of D, and I'm hitting behind it and it's going 400, it's a difference. It's a difference, man. And these black programs don't have the resources, bro. They don't. And the RBI program really helps. It really helps, man. And then, you know, you got to get these kids in travel league, but RBI is behind that too. You know, they help these youth programs to go to these travel tournaments. Softball, as you see here, softball, youth baseball, etc. They help. It's a big thing for the community, man. The RBI program, big thing.
There you go, y'all. If you want to donate, this is where we can make something happen.
Yeah.
The link will absolutely be in
so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Kel.
No, I was saying the link will be in the description of this episode. DA, thank you for bringing that up. That's a very good point, man. The RB, I mean, like Al said, I remember coming up and, you know, we was able to in our neighborhood, man. But some people are not as fortunate, man. So if you want to make a difference, you want your kids to play something else other than football, basketball. You might have some other concerns. Hey, baseball was my first love and still is my first love.
Me too. So I got a kid now. Rhonda put him in. I think he was kindergarten, and he was a bad kid. She just sent him, you know, as a teacher. Start sending these kids to a league, and we got together. You know, and there's a little big head behind out there playing now, still 3-4 years later. And I'm happy about that because, you know, how the hood go, you got to play basketball, you got to play football. But, you know, he's still standing in there playing baseball and he love it. And what, he 9 years old now, 10 years old. She put him in, you know, he's 5-6 years old, T-ball, you know, with a bunch of other kids. So, you know, and even then, I don't know if we can get – I don't know. I went out to one practice. I don't even know if it was 9 kids out there, but there was a dude out there with these kids. And
also the Players Alliance too, man. You can. That's a big. They help out a lot. Those a form of ball players. You know, you have CZ Sabathia. What is it? Rollins, Howard. All the former black baseball players who help. They go to a lot of black communities and volunteer and give out bats and gloves, etc. Man, so they do a lot. Players Alliance is a pretty dope organization, also, man. They do a lot. They got the Dexter Flowers and all them boys in there, so yeah, they pretty dope. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, for the RBI program, as you can see, as we had on the screen, the Nike RBI, MLB Nike RBI program. Yes, donate to that. You have any of the kids that wants to really play, they don't have. Hey, there's somewhere something near you. And shout out to baseball for making that happen, man. Because other sports are doing it too. I could tell you for this. I'm down in South Florida, and we get on out of this. The Florida Panthers have absolutely.
Okay.
You know, they won the Stanley Cup twice, and they have absolutely went into the communities and, you know, with the what's that? I can't think of